Recording now.
So I don't see
Scarlet?
you're right. I only see
Until she
me
speaks.
and I see you. But shouldn't we see each other all at the same time, remember?
I know you told me. The thing is, I have
Yes.
not understood how to actually have that from the other people that do that same thing. So
You got it the last time, but now you got to figure it out, huh?
still is a good challenge.
Yes. Yeah, well, work on it because I think that's interesting.
Because when it records all three are all our faces either way.
Yeah, but I want us to like we were in the meeting, before. And then we all see each
Scarlet,
other.
start saying something.
What
the
is
washing
that?
machine is out of balance.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh! Foul going on in my washing machine.
Oh my gosh!
Your hair looks great.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still working on it. I'm working with it here, working. It's a long process. I'm looking to I wanted to turn my phone because my phone has, since they updated, I have a problem. I used to be could just flip it up like here, and then I get my moon, and then it's not working like that anymore. So now I have to go into the settings in order to put it on silence. It's so crazy. Yeah.
I tried to see it.
Huh?
Always is on. I don't know why.
What, your phone?
Yes, my phone. I try to fix it that there's no tone, there's silence. I did it several times, but there are tones too. The bell is ringing, and I don't know how to cut this off. I don't know.
I put do not disturb on mine. That's what it comes with. Do not disturb. Yours have that maybe?
Yes, I have. I can make it all silent, and I did it. But still, this little bell is ringing.
Oh, so it's not on there right then.
Oh, it's not okay now.
Right.
Fix it.
So you gotta fix it.
Yes, I have to. I have to give it to a pal of mine, and he's very good with phones. And so I said, you have to fix my phone.
Did he stop recording while he went to go? Because he's gone now.
Right here, honey. Just had to readjust the blankets because I'm washing my blankets. I haven't washed in probably a decade or more.
And the thing was cutting up, huh?
Well, the machine was actually off balance, so I had to readjust the blankets to make it more stable.
Wow.
Well, it was on the rinse cycle, and I was like, oh, crap.
See if you can work on getting it up there, the three of us, so that when we record, we all seeing each other.
Well, every time you see recording anyways, it does show all of us, honey, just because you don't see it in a live form.
I know, my darling, but I want to see it.
You don't like it that way, I know.
Right.
You voice your feelings.
I think it's,
what am I sharing
much
today anyway?
I think it looks much better when we do each other's, see.
Should I share a screen of some sort for us? Should I share an image or a screen of some sort for us?
Oh, what do you mean, like background?
Because we've been talking about chakras for the past 2 meetings that we had recorded.
Right.
Should I keep an image of the chakras up?
I'm working on that, yeah, but you can put it up, but let me see something. It's because I got so much I want to give, I don't even know what to give at, because like right now we're in the lunar eclipse, we're in the solar flare has been coming through. Then now we're coming through with the lunar eclipse. Everything that happens within us, and it happens for a reason. And so by you understanding these type of things, or knowing about them, it will make a big difference in your life and what you do with it each and every day, and how your life is lining up, with the whole planet and collective, the universe. Mm-hmm. So the chakras is very important too, because they like your beginning of your, they like your steps to begin and steps to end with. And so if you don't have those balance, then where's the balance, you know? Because you can balance it over here, you can balance over here, but then what about the balance inside of here? Because everything happens within us, not without us. Even though that sounds very strange, but that is how it works. It happens, whatever that happens without it is really happening within.
That's because so many people feel the lunar eclipse. They feel and they sense the lunar eclipse. Just like me, for example, I feel it all the time. I don't have to see the full moon. I know it's there. And it's very important with the chakras too, because it influences our insight, as Shiva said.
Right.
It's very interesting.
Said it again.
I said what happens with the moon, the lunar eclipse, that influence the chakra system too, because it happens inside, as you said, and so we get inspired.
Yes, right, exactly. And so what happens here is that if you're not balanced in your life, which most people on this planet isn't, why? Because you're not aware, you're not awake. And so that means you are putting out energy that does not serve you in any way of shape or form. Yet at one point it does serve you, because in the long run it'll get you where you need to be, but it may take longer. True. You know, so you can be in, like I say, you can be in purgatory for thousands of years and won't even know that you're still there, because you've been going around that cycle of life and has not, you know, figured out how to get out of it, you know, the cycle.
Let me ask you a question to either of you. Have either of you actually heard of George Carlin, the comedian?
I've heard of his name, yes.
Yeah. He was actually a very powerful, deep, critical thinker, and saw through, obviously by research. I mean, I say research, it's not just books or videos, but also confronting the various systems of business, politics, religion, so forth, and found I mean, he was blunt. He definitely left out nothing when he shared his story and explanations on how he challenged a great deal the audiences regarding, y'all are full of shit because y'all just lied to.
Hold on, back that up. Say that again, all over.
Have you ever heard George actually do a show, meaning a concert?
No.
I highly recommend watching one of George Carlin's segments on discussing any subject matter. He doesn't pull back the punch, meaning.
What was he talking about to me?
Various subjects.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking from politics, business, religious, social interactions, sex. That was his highest topic, of sex.
So you say he don't.
And he was always trying to have people think, because he's a critical thinker himself. And in the audience that actually buys tickets to go see him talk on whatever subject he talked about, he was unhinged, very transparent, and very critical thinking on it, because he stated, well, here's some examples, and you give examples. Things that we would take for granted in the 3D world, things that would be taken like, I never thought of it that way, because of his perspective. And he literally would state, for you, those of you, and not in the audience, but maybe in the audience, I'm trying to enlighten you, because a lot of you are asleep. He literally would say that. He never spoke anything about yoga, never spoke anything about energies, but in the way he did, indirectly. So with that, he would express his rage, but also questioning things like, well, yeah, we're all full of shit in this planet, but actually it's really in this country. And at the same time, we were conditioned this way. And it was not by politics, it was by business. because it's a marketing ploy.
By what
You've all
he's
been lied to
lying,
about
though.
it.
But see, he's
And it's sold
lying.
to
So,
you, and you bought it.
But he told lies. That's a lie.
No, I'm saying what he's stating in his perspective, from his position,
Yeah,
is
right.
that we've been all lied to, and then we're consuming. Consuming meaning stuff our faces, get fat, get obese, and be asleep.
Yes,
And follow
yes,
the
I'm
bullshit.
aware. Yes, I'm aware. But we need to get more deeper than that. What he's saying.
I understand. I'm just giving you an example of how he spoke, even though he's been dead now for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years or so. But he was he's written books as well. But it cracks me up because he used it as a joke. People would laugh and cheer him at the same time because it made a lot of sense.
But that made because you're sitting there laughing at something that you should have been exactly taken for serious, for real. Yeah. Though, you know, though he may have been saying it in a joke, but he meant it was true and it was not mixed in. So you should have been able to see that, you know, as for what he was really saying, because that's what happens. We're so programmed. Oh yeah,
and he saw right through it. He saw right through it, and people are beginning to see right through that as well, just slowly.
Yeah, but no. The thing is the program is that when you program, because when something is in front of you, as say the news media, just what they say, you simply take it for whatever they say without.
I don't anymore. I don't even watch music anymore.
But most people do.
I understand that. Yes, they do.
Foolishly
enough, they do.
Program.
Yeah.
Pardon me? Yeah, that is the program. So.
And it sucks really, because I wish they would just ignore it, let it go, because honestly, it's like there's no value behind what they share.
How would you do that when you are in the program and you don't know you're in the program?
From whatever I choose to watch.
Huh?
From whatever I choose to actually watch or listen to.
Do you know that when you choose to watch something, what you're doing is watching your own life? Really, you are. You're only creating your own life, and you're watching your own life right in front of you, because it's all, everything is done in consciousness, and so What? Go ahead on, Scarlet.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. It's not about people talking about there's something wrong in the world. You know, that's not the only point to see, and it's all about consciousness. We have consciousness. And that is what what it should brought up to the people, and not in that satiric way. You meant with an entertainer who said, well, this goes wrong and this goes wrong. Now the people may start think about, well, he may be right, but do they use their consciousness by trying to understand it, bring it through? Are they trying to use their spirit to open up, to understand and receive? No, they won't, because they don't know how to do. And this is the point. The point is, it must go to the people how to use consciousness, how to be a conscious being, how to sense, and how to open up spirit, to free from purgatory. And that's the point.
Exactly. Because the way, and I'm still working on this myself, because I have several resources that I pick up things from, and then I have source that I listen to, that I'm in tune with, that I sort of hear their information, see what they have to say, and then put it with what I see. And so say everything has to be brought into a whole, and spirituality is so different than what you've been told in the past. So in order to bring spirituality into your life, you have to bring all creation, I mean everything, I don't care what it is, into this whole. In order to get that, you have to gather it from all around, but it's all done in your consciousness. So for instance, whatever you're thinking in your consciousness and whatever you're projecting in your consciousness, you're actually creating a life, or creating something from without that you'll draw it. You'll either bring it to you, you know, and it'll interact in your life, because you're creating it. So the purpose of being under the spell, as you've been for many years, you know, and centuries and whatever, the purpose for being under there was for you to not to be conscious aware, so that any energy that you use and give out or whatever, it would be given for something outside of you to utilize it. You see, so it's to keep you from awakening, so that you creating all the time, you are, but they got you so that when whatever you create, it is not, it does not really totally benefit you as much as it benefits the ones that has you under the spell. I'll put it like that, you know, if I can bring it simple. But so as long as you are not aware of what you're putting out, that keeps them continually feeding off of your energy, because you're really creating a world that brings that involves them in there. You know, it feeds them. It keeps them alive. You see. Hmm. So if you only know what I stumbled upon today here when I was up studying, it just boggles my mind that you know, so much that is being brought forth here, and only the awareness that we have about it is only minute. Because as I was listening to one of my sources, she mentioned something of the 5 night lords, and I was like, 5 night lords. So I you know, I'm always going to question everything, and I always need to know, what are you talking about? So I went and put that in my search bar. I didn't come up with the 5 night lords, but I came up with the night lords. Night lords, and day lords, and so forth and so on. And this happened back in the Mylan's time. Yeah, see night lords here, but and they see how these are. Okay, but I need to get to the Wikipedia one. See the images and so forth?
Well, yeah, I see the other
okay.
distracting things there.
You see the game, see it's in a game? You see it's in a game, right? I'm telling you, we're in a computer.
Oh,
okay.
This is one I never even heard of.
I'm telling you, we are in a computer, and we are operating ourselves inside of this computer, but not only in this small little part that we're playing the game, and the bigger part of us is operating the game. Okay, so the night lords,
I guess this one question came up: are they good? Some people have asked.
No, they're not in one sense, but in one sense, in another way, see, in the whole, there is no good and bad. Bad and good is the same. In the whole, there's no evil. So so in the whole, because there is no evil, because there is no good and bad, we must create in our conscious no evil. There is no evil, and we have to see that, and we have to know that there's no good and bad. You
state that because actually, in the Conversations with God book that I've read, Source or God states, actually, you all created the evil part. And you just echoed that from his writing.
Exactly.
It's actually, you guys decided to make what's right and wrong, when actually there are no rights or wrongs. There are just choices that you actually judged yourselves to make. I am not the tyrant that has been defined for me, and I'm not a human figure. I can take human figure, but I'm not a human figure. I'm way above that. And he's explained that way so clearly. And then the writer, Neil, wrote the same question, but the context always changed. He wrote it differently, but and that's when God or Source stated, we mentioned this about 2 chapters ago. I'll answer it to you again in a different way, because that's how 3D thinks. They think it's being clever, but sometimes, like, you think you're being clever, but honestly, you're just trying to find the same answer to the same question that's rephrased. Same thing.
Exactly.
And that's the actual awareness that God or Source placed on it. Is like, you're not being clever. I'm not trying to insult you, because there's no insult. It's just an awareness. You're rephrasing the question that we covered 2-3 chapters ago. We just covered this. And
where was?
now,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm just giving you an example. I don't know what the question was, but that
No,
was
where was
mentioned
this?
in the
Where
writing.
was this at? Where was it at?
A Conversations with God.
Oh, with what? On
But
what?
Neil Donald Walsh wrote. He wrote a 3-book series
Oh,
on it.
Neil Diamond. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
So Neil Donald Walsh, or Neil, gotten down so far to the point to become homeless, and that's when he was venting in a journal, just started writing on paper, and then his hands started writing freely. Are you wanting a response, or are you just venting? That was not him writing it. That was being forced of him to write because it became a conversation on paper.
Right.
His heart was starting to respond to him. He was like, well, do you want answers? Because I got them. I'm like, crap.
Exactly. Because, yeah.
I have the book still, and now there was a movie made of it, as well as an audio on YouTube that Neil did produce. It's very long.
I need you to keep going up, stroll.
So anyways, I just wanted to echo that because what you stated triggered that memory for me.
All right. Well,
there's no right and wrongs at all. You're correct. There is no evil.
It is not. It is not.
It's all illusions.
Well, the thing is, if you only recognize, like I say, everyone needs to know what is source. Can you define what is source? And if you can define what is source, then you would recognize that everything is. And so therefore, how is there any difference? You see?
Right.
Because there is no difference. You make what's difference. And why do you make what difference? Because of the program that you've been under, the spell of another, to make you think or believe a way that isn't. You see, that is not so. Yes, it is, but is it in your reality? No, it's not. It's in their reality, because you've been created in the reality of another, not in your own, because you did not create that. They created it.
And on top of that, actually then becomes part of what is the service of our lives itself, because the program we're accepting blindly and accepting that from youth when we start our new lives again back in the past, and thought, okay, that's got to be real. No, you thought differently before you even came to here again. You weren't thinking
right. Because here's one of the downfalls. We're always looking out in order to bring out, in order to find life or to find what we want or whatever. We're always looking out to find life or whatever. Life is not out, it's within. And so until you learn to go in, you will not find life, because life is not out, it's within. You create from within.
You recall when I shared my experience prior to actually coming out of the quote unquote my mother's womb, this experience I had that had no definition of time at all, only experiencing the darkness, experiencing the color, and experiencing the light. And I didn't have any measurement, because that was irrelevant. It was not a concept that came to me as of yet. I was only purely experience or instinct combined, possibly. I mean, I'm analyzing it now as an adult, and I've repeated the story many times because I'm still, like you're doing, questioning. Where was I?
Yeah, you have to.
How far back does that go? I had no name assigned to me, but there was a name prior to what humanity called me.
Mm-hmm.
So when you ask me, it's like, you're going to discover your name. You're going to accept that you're not what you were told your name is. That's the difference.
Yeah. Exactly.
You made me think more about it, by the way. I really dug in, because that was a simplistic, very humble yet simplistic mindset, in a sense, that began for me before I was even on the earth or Terra. I haven't even touched the ground yet, because I was still forming, but my consciousness was alive prior to being out there. And man, this place sucks.
Yes, right. And it really does. You know why it sucks? Because we have not created it for ourselves. We did not create it. They created it.
Oh my gosh.
And it's created without, not within. So in order to find our true creation, we must go in, because the world that has been brought before you to believe that is your world, it is not our world. You see, but then here at the same time, now that it is a world that we are in and we've been formed in, we must learn from that world and bring everything that's out there. We must view it as seeing it as a mirror. yet it's out here, but it is in here too as well, you see. And
yes,
then
that's not confusing at all. I'm teasing.
Huh?
that wouldn't be confusing at all.
Really, you think that?
No, only a critical mind can actually understand that clearly when it could sound twisted or poetic in a lot of ways to throw the mind off.
Yeah. And yeah, and then it will because of the program.
Exactly.
And then it doesn't allow you to expand the conscious because when you begin to expand the conscious, you cannot see source in a box anymore because you'll see it in all different shapes and forms. And
the box is broke at that point. It's shattered. It's opened up. It's shattered. That's the whole. And that's the whole idea, isn't it?
I like how you said that, shattered.
Yes, but the box have to shatter up to split for everyone.
Say that again,
It does. Everybody's got to break their damn boxes.
Yes, and that's the universal. That's the united conscious.
Right.
That started up with.
I think we're starting to get there. We're starting to get there. It's just a lot of people are slow. Definitely.
Do you see that? Do you see this? See, this says chaos, right?
Yeah.
I brought that up when I found it. Yeah.
Okay, so what you see the one in parentheses, right?
The one in parentheses.
The word that's in parentheses.
Oh,
right?
Warhammer, yeah.
Okay, so that's explaining. That's giving you another name of chaos, right?
True.
Okay, so if you keep going and you look, it says games, workshops, right?
Yes, games workshop.
Okay, you see that? All right, so all right, keep going. All right, keep on going, and then if you go on, and then you'll look. And
then it says that the chaos refers to a parasitic entities which live in a different
parasitics. Now this is what parasitics. Go back and consider what a parasitic is. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay.
Parasites, yeah.
There you go. All right, and we full of them. Okay, keep that in mind. All right, so then we keep on going, and you keep reading. And if you keep on reading, somewhere along the way down there, you'll get to the servants and worshipers. Okay?
Yep.
Huh? Do you see what I mean? See, I can't read that well with these dark glasses on, but I can skim real good because I've already connected all my dots. And all I know is that every dot goes back to the head when you get done putting that puzzle together. It's going to always end back up to the top, to the head, where the source began. So when I see little words in between things like that, I can just connect it right to my dots, and then I know I'm on point. So when you see that says the servants and the worshipers, that ought to give you some eye opening or sign to say, oh, wait a minute, let me, what does this mean, servants and the worshiper, and it's dealing with this, So what are you gonna do? You go back to the church. You're gonna know. See, everything's going to come. When you get done with it, it's going to be a whole. It's going to be a whole because of what it is.
When you say a whole, you mean an emptiness?
No, not in emptiness as it is in emptiness because it's full once you come back in.
That's why I was asking when you said whole. I didn't know if you meant a whole, like
like the whole
or
the whole
wholeness,
come
like
out
WH, or like it's complete.
The whole we came forth from. Which is the little bitty thought of source, which was that small, this tiny little thought.
You gotta get your hand more to the camera, and I can't see it.
Yeah, and then all the thoughts came forth out of that thought. See, and then now it spirals out because you're created through sex. It's really sex, but it's sound and movement. It's not like you see it as sex, but it's how it is in a different reality. Okay, I can't really give it to you like it's supposed to be. So then.
Well, no, I think from my take on you just stated about sex itself, not the actual act of intercourse, because there is also a spiritual sex that is actually much higher.
But it's an act. But it's still an act. But it's not in the
no. But the act is not the physical act on the 3D world.
It's not in the narrow mind.
That's what I'm saying. It's a higher connection of intimacy. Much higher connection. Exactly.
So, but the spiral of the sperm, it spirals out, and those are your thoughts, and each thought is being formed in a creation. Okay, so now at the end of creation of this way, it's spiraling back into the whole. So everything is going back to the whole, and then the whole fills back in. Okay, so so everything is inside of that collective thought, okay, a collective conscious.
Yes, exactly.
Because that's what we are. We are the conscious of the source, and each one of us is a thought in the conscious of source.
Now that I was even thinking actually on that intimate connection on spiritual level, which is higher, the 3D world touches that so briefly during ecstasy.
Ecstasy.
In the physical act, they barely scrape the surface, but they get at least a hint of it.
What is ecstasy?
Ecstasy meaning that highest feeling of like just before an orgasm, before that even just before the orgasm is released, there's that very extremely high
that's the
part.
tantric. Yeah, that's the tantric part of it. Now that's what 3D should. That's the best part of, if you're gonna have any type of a sex, physical. That's what the twins will do. But eventually you have to move away from that. But you come to that point and you don't never release. You always let it go to the crown or send it to something that you're creating.
Exactly the point as to what, even on the meditative level, which was even for me in this body's education in the past, was, what was it? I'm trying to remember here. During a supposed prayer, meditation, or very focused concentration itself, never having, meaning that they abstained from the physical act, but would actually go through that, in a sense, euphoria, whatever it's described, of sensation and elevate higher above the crown to reach that enlightened part because of never using the physical act of actual sex.
Exactly.
But still having that same sensation or experience.
And that's how you connect with your twin. Now, when I first met my twin,
okay,
we connected in the third eye.
Right.
And through my crown, because I was higher than him and he was like right here, but yet I could pour into him. See, I could penetrate him because he could take it. Like for instance, in Lord Shiva's time, he never had children because no woman could ever hold his semen. It was way too much. See, so he could receive what I could put in him, and then he could come back a little bit and bring it back to me. But mostly he was able to receive it, and from that point he was penetrated.
Wow!
And that opened him up like that. And now his heart snapped, and now our hearts are connected because there's no way you can't undo that.
So you were above this image of the crown when you were, and he was down to here. On the
right,
heart?
Yes, right.
Oh,
right,
wow,
right,
man.
exactly.
Damn.
So I had to, right, but you have to bring them up, see, and then.
I hope it didn't drain you too much, because that could actually lower your frequency when his frequency is still low, to get him to match up with yours, I would imagine.
But because he was my twin, which is me.
Because it's complementary, it was not.
Right, exactly.
I follow you. Okay.
And then you release them and you let them go, and then they go do the birthing canal stuff. You know, they have to go.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So that's what he's doing. He's being birthed.
I wish other people would understand us, because I swear our group is too quiet. Damn it, pisses me off.
What
They're passive. There's like they're scared or bored, or they just don't want to partake. And I don't know where everybody's from, but I'm like, come on, people, interact.
Well,
our group does not have much interaction, but us three. Few times do we get others that interact in our. We are all one. I'm like, if we're all one, we interacting.
Listen, maybe we need to announce it before we're gonna have it, and then give everybody a chance to come on.
Well, looks like I'm gonna have to do some leveraging in that direction to make it extremely attractive, very welcoming, and loving. So that way, the big group you've got that's growing can be welcomed and feel as if, hey, I want to be a part of the meeting. Well, then here you go.
Now, what you got to do is just make it be what it is, and just put it out there. Because if I'm interested, you make the topic something of what it want to be about, and make it an interesting topic. But
maybe I should just make it simple then. Start with the
simple,
topic and go from that point.
If I'm interested, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna join in.
True, you would.
Like I said with the woman with the business meeting over there in Africa, just because she mentioned Africa, and just because she said about businesses, she got my attention. Why? Because I'm already connected to Africa in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're connected to something in your heart, you want more of it. You want to be a part of it. You want to see what's with it. You know, you want to go there.
Isn't Africa the origin of majority of life?
It is. It is the origin.
Pretty
Exactly.
much it is the grandfather of
it is the origin.
Terra.
Exactly. It is. And that's where everything began. But do people know that? No, because they've been blind by the lies.
Oh crap, we just lost Scarlet.
Did we?
Yeah, she dropped out. I think her phone may have given her an issue. She'll probably come back.
So
let's hold the thought with this whole thing, because this is an important point that we actually have to cover on this, because this is really going to be a trigger key point, because I've had a conversation and watched actually some videos regarding the origin of life from Africa. And it makes sense, despite the religious factors, despite spiritual factors. It's actually based on truth, though. Very rooted truth.
Exactly. And
Africa is not as corrupt as this damn 3D world is making it, especially with the Nigeria and Ghana, Western countries, because the rest of it actually is in very good balance, and they're not that as bad as the media is making them. They're making them seem like as if they're ultimately evil. They're two small countries, an entire big ass continent.
They want you to see Africa that way, because if you can see Africa the way people bringing it out, you will never find Africa, because Africa will not ever be found until you find it in your heart. You will never see Africa.
I have seen I've actually met some South Africans and Northern Africans, as well as the Eastern side. Unfortunately, the West has been given a really bad name for itself, but not by fault of the population. It's by the systems that corrupt it, and they are lying, making other people, making the innocent seem as if they're liars and criminals. I'm like, not everyone is. Sorry. And you got prime example of that, Shiva. Prime example, because you know people there that are not evil at all, and that's just a label.
Well,
like we stated earlier, there's no evil, there's no wrong.
If they make you think Africa is evil, because they want to make you think that you are evil of anything, because
they being labeled evil. Are you kidding me? They're going to be looking at me like I'm a complete basket case. Yeah.
but that's because they don't want you to go back home. You have to.
Of course not. Why would they want me to go back home? That makes them lose control. Duh. And they don't have control anymore.
Right, and then you live in a lie and not the truth. It's started.
There's a reason why I'm part of the collective with you, that you're, like I explain it, mentoring me, guiding me, helping me understand. It's not just to see, it's to understand. Do question it like you do, because you question a lot, as I question a lot, because I've been questioning since I was an
every
infant.
Damn thing.
No shit, duh.
I do now. Listen, I do.
I've been questioning even before I even met you. That was like decades ago, baby. I mean, come on. And I'm in love with you so much. You and Scarlet, you're my twins to me in my heart, man. I love you that much, both of you. I really do, because you both have given me complimentary from my sister, who truly is a very deep love for me, that actually opened my eyes. It took us 50 fucking years to do it, but she finally let me see it 2 years ago. I was like, open your damn eyes. You're blinded. And I go, by what? She goes, by your bullshit. Your ego is fucking you over, dude. You got to open that heart up. Quit listening to your damn ego and analyzing, and start opening up your heart and get the two to work. Get the mind to work with the heart. But ignore the mind as much. I know you love to solve problems. That's understandable. But you won't solve it only in your head. Your heart has more answers.
Exactly.
You're telling me indirectly. It's source, dude. It's the source. The heart is love.
Yes.
Let the heart open up more. You've been, and she told us, you've been programmed by another woman for 10 years.
Another woman?
Who totally distracted you, totally got you into your root, more like your sacral, and got that to her advantage, which took you away from your crown, took away from your third eye. All those top chakras went to hell, and they were shrunk big time. That you were so unbalanced, you didn't even know what the hell was up or down, because you were down in your last two chakras barely, because she was manipulating every part of it horribly. Your root was screwed over, meaning it was sucked of life. And now you have an opportunity after all, because the energy was sucked out. She sucked out my root chakra to the point where it almost became a spark. That was it left. That's how bad it was. Now that I finally let that go, I'm only speaking of it because I'm realizing and appreciating where it needed to rework. And to get everybody, pretty much all 7, really 12, as we spoke about the other day, they get those realigned and balanced out because they were way out of whack. Way out of whack. Concerned with money, concerned with my sex life, concerned with relationships, concerned with my family, concerned with my spiritual life getting screwed over so badly by distorted religion, which was all a joke, all a lie, never served me really well. And then I opened my heart up like, oh, hi.
Yeah, right.
I was like, holy shit.
Where you been?
I am. It's like, where the fuck you been? It's like, I've been here the whole time. You just been kind of, you know, what had been done for me was just getting screwed over.
Yeah, because I like to see the whole. You got to work on that after this meeting, so we can get all 3. You know.
Well, but the thing is that what I want to work on more is getting the alignment of all 7 and above. We spoke about 12, which Scarlet did explain in our last meeting, which I had no idea were more than 7. What the hell am I gonna do?
Yes. Oh, yes.
And that to me was actually beautiful to realize and be enlightened to realize there's a whole lot more. And the third eye opened up more after my sister and I spoke on the phone when I did that technique on the mirror. That mirror was really an eye opener.
The mirror?
Oh, boy, was that. My third eye opened up so wide. It was like, that's who you are.
Where is she? She's gone?
She's reconnecting. Her audio is coming through. She's
okay, so and if you.
Oh, you talking about my sister?
No,
about
Scarlet.
Scarlet? Yeah, she's reconnecting, but just working on it.
Huh?
It's working on it. Her phone's giving her trouble.
Oh, her phone is really?
A little bit there. It's fighting to reconnect back to our meeting. But no, yeah, I agree with you that.
And so what you got
didn't work. It dropped out again.
Huh?
Her phone dropped out again.
Oh no!
It sucks.
It's acting up real bad today, then, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on for her. Damn it!
Why?
It's pissing me off.
See, like, and
let me stop recording. Let me stop recording until she comes back. Is that okay?
Yeah, do that.
I'll do a pause.
It's working now. It's working again, but I cannot say how long it will work because I have to.
We'll just go with what we have, honey. We'll just remain in the moment. That's all we can do.
So what we if you're going to talk about.
So what we were talking about while you were having technical issues there, Scarlet, was regarding. I was explaining with Shiva regarding my past marriage that really shrunk the illumination of my chakras, specifically my root chakra, because the third eye was closed, crown diminished, the heart barely existed, and the root was pretty much sucked out of life. Everything else, I mean, was out of balance because of the fact that my confidence, self-esteem, motivation was all manipulated by her.
Yeah.
She was, you remember me discussing this, Shiva. She was like a vampire. And my sister actually described it that way. She actually was a vampire. She sucked life out of anybody.
Yes, you told it before. You told that before.
Yeah.
And because it doesn't work.
And then when I decided to finally separate from that, I had to really take time to heal. I'm finally grateful that the blessing of actually having regrouped, facing with my sister who actually confronted me after I quit that last job that was really sucking my life out too, because I think that my crown and my throat were exhausted. My heart was begging me to connect again. And that's when she actually spoke up because she could hear my heart. The little child in me is saying, I want to come back out and play again. I miss it. And it finally did. When I got the bike out, going out to walk in the grass, you guys saw the picture of me in the grass with my bare feet. It felt weird, but actually I was just being in the moment thankful. I was ignoring the mind or the ego saying, what about the bugs? What about the sand? What about all that? I'm like, hell with you, go away. And it went away. And then I was enjoying the sunlight, feeling the grass.
So
it really felt grounding.
If you gotta get stability you must get stability in your life before you can grow in spirituality anyway.
Yes.
Because you have to be developed your spiritual growth
Mhm.
has to develop just as you, as a natural being, when you came in and locked into the body,
Yes.
you had to grow in those 7-year spurts. Okay.
Right.
So the same way with spirituality. So if your root chakra, which is the beginning of your life, your first 7 years, which I don't quite understand how your first 7 years is supposed to give you your that grounding.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if I wasn't programmed, or my parents wasn't programmed, then I would get the proper grounding. But if I'm programmed, then the proper grounding does not come in. It does not work. You know what I mean? We don't receive it. I would say it's not received because no one is aware enough to implant that in the child at the time of at the beginning of the growth. So here you go root chakra.
Ooh, this is excellent image right here for us.
Yeah, it represents our foundation on the human body. It sits. It tells you where it sits at. You know, in your base spine, and it gives us the feeling of being grounded. When the root chakra is open, we feel confident in our ability to withstand challenges and stand on our own 2 feet. When it is blocked, when it is blocked, we feel threatened, as if we are standing on unstable ground.
That is so damn clearly well stated, girl.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yes.
Wow.
So what it controls, survival issues, such as financial independency, money, and food.
Yes.
Okay. Then it says metra. Then you know the word metra. Metra means I can't grow from an unstable foundation. And now when it is developed, 1 to 7 years old, that's when it starts to develop. That's what I say. Now, how old is that? You see what it pertains to? But how do I receive that at 1 to 7 years old if the things are not balanced within the parent who is caring for me? Because a program has distorted the thoughts of the parent. That, you know what I'm saying?
That's an interesting point, because actually when my mother gave birth to the 3 of us and lost 5 due to health issues that she did have, it affected even to the point where the doctor made a choice to give her a medication to prevent breastfeeding. She had no milk because it was a fear, which you're describing, of affecting our health as infants to feed us her milk that might actually hinder our health. That's interesting to state.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which meant you can only give it by formula. That was it, not by the breast, which inhibits, obviously, what? Compassion, love,
all of that,
the nurturing.
And then they put you on soy milk, and soy was bad, very bad for everyone, especially men.
No, it sucked for me. I was like, what the hell? I mean, the compassion was there by obviously embracing me, but here, man, I got, between my mind and my heart, I got screwed. I was manipulated then. Then I was humiliated as an infant because of the civil bullshit of, you know, having fun, making fun, teasing, and so forth. I had no defense because I wasn't taught how to defend myself. When probably in my heart, I knew it. I probably already knew how to defend myself and state, I'm not as dumb as I appear.
And so now,
but I'm submitting myself to you because I trust.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And where does the word trust come from? That's my question. What is actual trust? It means you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable, as far as my definition in my mind.
Trust comes with integrity. That's inside of integrity.
Well, that went out the window of my family. My brother, I don't even know if I can trust a dude, and he's my. Can you
find many on this planet that is soundly in that word, you know, itself? Because it's not a minor word, it's a major word. And it's inside of the integrity of the needle. You know, the eye of the needle, the love and integrity, they go together.
Wow. Now you're getting deep on me, girl. I love you.
but that's that
But
whole
this
you
chart,
gotta
I
go
said the
through.
chart in WhatsApp, but do you see this? This thing is like intricate. I mean, it gets down to the, I mean, when you said 7 years, that's why I look 7-year development life cycles for the chakras. I don't know if you're seeing it, but the root.
I can't see it. That's too small for me. I
too
got it
small
on my
for-
phone here. I got new phone.
The same chart or no?
No, I have a different one, but this breaks it open so I can see it. So I mean,
Okay.
so
Because it refers to the root chakra as fear, sacrum as feelings.
oh, my phone, my thing is.
Uh-oh, what's your
That's because my battery.
What's your tablet doing? You're losing
I
battery?
plugged up.
No,
I
you can't lose
plug it up.
battery. Oh my gosh, technology sucks.
Oh my gosh, it's right.
Come
it
on.
does.
Seriously?
I was studying on it and forgot to plug it in. So all right, we'll be fine.
Nightwing, do your thing. I'm pushing out the energy I can, sweethearts. I love you both. I just don't want you to lose you.
I just gotta regroup and so I can sit it so I can have it up.
I'll go over here. That's all you understand. The chart that I'm sharing. It shows that, like I state, root is fear, sacrum is feelings, solar plexus is proactivity.
No. Hold
No,
on.
I'm just reading this.
No, wait.
I'm just reading this.
But,
I'm not telling you. I'm not asking for agreements or disagreements. I'm just reading it.
but listen, I don't want you to read it like that because you're not giving it in this full form. You're kind of like making it just fit in there like it's nothing. You know what it is? It's a lot. It's huge. It's major in your life. So you wanna break it down. You wanna have every piece of it. The Sacral Chakra helps inform how we relate to our emotions and the emotions of others. It also governs creativity and sexual energy. Those with a blocked Sacral Chakra could feel a lack of control in their lives. And touch where it's located at. Okay, we know it's in the abdominal. Then it says what it controls your sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, and sexuality. It always honors others, but not mantra of it. Always honor others, but not before yourself. That's the mantra part. See, when you know what I'm saying? Mantra meaning that you always honor
mantra,
others,
which is also a statement.
but not, yes, right. And so, and then you got the color of it is orange. It's the element of it is water, and it's, and you develop that in your 8 to 14 years.
Oh crap! That's even much
from
later.
8 to 14. Yes.
Now you're in your teens.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, adolescence.
Yes, but
Okay.
look how it operates in the what it controls: your sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, and sexuality.
Wow.
And when someone does not feel that well-being in their life or that abundance that they really are,
mm-hmm.
whether it appears in them right now or not, but believing and knowing that for a fact that you are abundant, then that means you got,
I found a meditation about that. It says you are abundance. That actually is interesting. Yeah.
And we all are. We are because why? Well, we are because we're source.
Duh.
Yes.
Why the archangels do connect with us, and the specific archangels that are connected with abundance or are abundance connect with us when calling them, they definitely do respond because it's worked for me, and they're responding that effectively. You're getting the money, girl.
Yes,
it's very factual. It's very factual.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I want us to get that the next time because I like to see us because I want to see her too. I want everyone to see each other. It feels better that way. So then you got to go on to your solar plexus. Now you know that solar plexus has got a wide area to cover, right? From here to the heart, from the sacral chakra to the heart.
It's the belly area.
Say it again, honey.
It's the belly area.
Yes, and that's your purgatory life, and how wide that is. from here to up to your heart.
You're talking about from the sacral to the heart?
Yeah, from the solar plexus. I mean,
The
yeah,
solar
the
plexus is right next to the heart.
Yeah, the sacral. From the sacral up to the heart. You got to go from the sacral part.
It's two levels apart. Right.
Right, and because the solar plexus is a soul itself. That's why it's called solar plexus, right? It's another soul that we have. So that soul.
I guess I do get confused with what soul could be because of the heart that misleads it.
Exactly, and and so that's probably what you need. You need to do a little study on it, research.
Oh, definitely so.
So
this actual website I just found is about Sacred Soul, has chapters regarding the chakras that even go higher. Oh my gosh, man, 22 chakras?
Yes, I think we're supposed to have 24.
24, yes. That's
34?
Yes, 24. It's 24 exactly. It's a couple of them you don't see them. They totally invisible, but they got a major part that they play in your life. I can't remember them right now.
Do you remember what I told you about the Merkaba?
Yeah, the Merkaba do. Yes.
Yeah.
These
chakras are around. They're not visible because
and
they
you connect them all then together. Isn't that beautiful? Yes. Isn't that something? Show him how you because you know how they all have to be connected. And when you connect them, you see that Merkaba. You see it all connected.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yes.
Okay.
That is so beautiful. And you
so wait a minute.
inside of
and
it.
to 23rd and 24th chakras are in the 6th dimension?
No, that's not dimensions.
Oh, that's beyond the dimensions? Because this thing is showing it to be 5th dimensional and 22nd.
Yes, it says and it's in the 6th dimension. Well, you know, in your 6th dimension is when you do you create your own world. You create your own humans. Your own
hell
planet.
yeah. Now we're talking.
Really? Well, that's where we gotta go. Listen, let me tell you why
man, create our own universe.
Let me tell you why we are here. You are here to be a creator. This is the only reason we're here, to learn how to create. You only came here for that. So we are creating because our only purpose for being here is to be a creator. And we're co-creating with our creator. So once we learn how to be a co-creator, then the creator gives us our own ability to create our own world. Then we go and create your own planet.
Gosh, that makes so much damn sense. I swear it does. That makes a lot of sense.
As of right now, you are creating that future of your six dimensional. Right now, I'm creating that world already. But it's.
You mentioned that actually. What was it? 2 days ago?
Yes, exactly. So
because of relocation you're having to create the new group.
Yes.
Or family.
And right. And this is what I'm doing. I'm creating my creation because I know what I want in my creation. I know how I want it to be created, and I'm bringing
now it's making more sense why you said that. Oh, because you recorded the yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember anymore. I'm losing track of time.
Did I? I don't know.
I can't remember either, honey. I mean, and you shared it in the group. You didn't share it in our private one. You shared it earlier. Yeah, you did a big one.
Oh, okay.
You did. It was when I think it was like because you wanted me to send you a ticket to come down here. You want to come to Florida. I'm like, well, you're not going to be the only one because I think that probably Scarlet's going to be one to also get in line.
well, we can both go.
To leave Germany and come over here.
It's only cost for $200, $99 for me. So I'm cheap.
Okay, go ahead, honey, buy it.
No. That's right.
Scarlet, you game?
Yeah, Scarlet, you want to go? Let's go to the beach, honey. Get relaxed.
Come down to the beach to Tampa and be with Nightwing.
Yeah, let's go for a
weekend. Bring your twin with you. Bring your twin.
Yeah, I would love to bring mine with me too, but he's too stubborn right now.
Yeah, that would be so nice.
Oh my gosh, I'll get a house for us. I don't care.
There you go.
Right by the fucking beach. We'll enjoy it. You won't like it now because now we got all this damn rain. Beyond that, though, it's beautiful down here.
No, we love the rain.
You love the rain? Well, then you'll be in complete paradise here.
Let's get it all set up. Let's get it all set up on another meeting, okay?
Yeah, we'll discuss about that kind of detail in our meeting.
And then we're all gonna meet there because I need that water right now.
Oh my goodness, it's raining.
You got sunlight coming in over there, Scarlet?
Yeah, I said it's raining here too.
Oh, you have rain? Wow.
Yeah, it's raining since 3 days now, but we need this rain
It
because
has been overdue, I think, for both our countries. It's just nutty. And poor
Yeah,
Shiva has no rain at all. She's got a drought.
what was that?
that rain, she needs it.
Rain does help heal and fortify the planet, no doubt.
Oh yes, absolutely. Rain is.
I've actually walked out in the rain a couple times. I think yesterday I did it when I got home because I needed to get some grounding done. I hadn't grounded in a couple of days, and I just took my umbrella, walked out there, no music. I remembered no music. I disconnected myself, and it was extremely healing. And then I went back inside to eat.
Concentration.
I'm going to keep this website. This website's a good actual source here. I like this. I'm hoping that this is actually something you guys agree with or can get good comments on.
Yeah, so
I definitely did a meditation last night, doing it for Archangel Gabriel because I had been lacking my discipline. Plus, with my new guitar I have now, acoustic guitar that I did purchase, I'm getting acquainted with music again on the physical direction in order to reacquaint myself with creating music instead of just listening to it, to actually learn again. And I won't say it's easy because my body's saying it hurts, but it's not a bad pain. It's an acquaintance with that energy of the guitar that does have energy for you. I'm like, okay. But my left hand hurts because playing chords, pressing the chords down, I'm like new muscles that I had not used in so many years. It feels uncomfortable, but I'm getting better with it. And I've spoken to other musicians that did tell me it is going to hurt because you're a virgin again. I'm like, yeah, dude, you got tender fingers. You got to develop the toughness in your fingers and strength of your dexterity. You have to acquaint yourself. Don't worry what it sounds like. Feel, experience it.
Yes,
Truly allow yourself to say it's okay. It's going to heal and you'll develop resistance to where you'll be able to enjoy and then be able to actually produce a song of your own song. It's you by yourself. Don't worry about it. And I thought to myself, my heart started saying, yes, just experience for now, because right now we're relearning as a child. Later on, the music will come out that the angels, creator is all going to say like, now we can produce a song. You've got the rhythm, you've got the music. Now you can express it on the instrument. So I'm doing it slowly that way.
And the reason why you are feeling this is because you have fingerprints, and therefore you have fingerprints.
Yes.
Hands, and the energy comes through the fingerprints, and they are very fine ripples.
That's
and
true.
So you can feel every vibration of the chords.
Yes.
And that's the thing. And the better it feels, the more your fingers will relax with it, and then you will no longer have pain in it. You know what I mean?
Yes. No, I know it's an adaptation. Yes. And to the point to where the guitar to me is like a female. I don't call it an it. I call it a her. So she is telling to me, I am your new love. I gave her a kiss the first day I brought her in. I literally kissed the guitar. I gave my guitar a kiss. I haven't given her a name, but I will name her when the heart tells me what the name is. She will tell me what her name is, and then I'll have a new acquaintance with my guitar. I don't know. Something just tells me you're going to name her because she is going to be your new love, and you're going to embrace her as something of musical expression that you have not done ever. And it's true. And I have never expressed in a musical fashion to have that frequency go up, which more than likely is going to raise up my frequency as well. So actually, Scarlet, you just hit there with a lot of love to me. Thank you for saying that, because it's true. I will adapt, and I'm going to improve and grow and create. That's a really loving thought for you to share, honey. Thank you.
Yes, and you will feel the rhythm, you know?
Exactly.
Because the melody you are creating is coming from your heart.
Right.
And that's a great thing. Well, I cannot play the guitar. Actually, I don't
I didn't
play
think
any.
I could either, and it just kept calling me. It's like, you gotta play guitar.
Yes, that's absolutely great. And if you are called by something you love, it's your consciousness that calls you, it's the spirit that calls you to do something, and you always should use your intuition. And if your intuition says do that, it cannot be bad, because
No,
that is trust.
I
You
was
ask
just fearing it.
what trust is. You
Right.
ask what trust is. This is trust. Your intuition.
Which one of those chakras did that go with?
That's why I did start I just dove in. It's like, screw it. I got the money now. I'll just pay for it, take it home, break it into the house, and start touching it. It's okay to touch it. It's not going to hurt you ever. On the contrary, it's going to complement you, because it's going to be acquainted with your heart. And that's the point, which I actually gathered. It was just so much, it's like can I consider like I'm still in the honeymoon with the guitar.
Yeah, but the thing is, with the chakras, vibration and rhythm and music, maybe you know Schumann frequency. Schumann frequency, that's 953 hertz, I think. This is what activates chakras.
Yes, right. It does. Right. Exactly.
How do you spell that? Schumann, you said?
Yeah.
Frequency.
But you know what? We're the only planet that has that. No other planet has to deal with the electromagnetic system. We're the only one does. I guess it has to be because of the body that we're in. That's the only thing I can come up with, you know, because of the way this body is made. And it has to shock. The only way we can lock into this body is through those chakras.
Right.
So that's the only way I can think of it, because there is no other planet that has to deal with it.
And actually, the Schumann frequency that you're talking about, Scarlet, is actually a 7.83 hertz. It's really low.
No, it's
no, that's high for us. It's high. That's high for our bodies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Very high.
And more, they're 953. You can Google this, and the Schumann resonance. You have to search for Schumann resonance, and then you will find 953 hertz too. And these hertz numbers are not very high for you, as you said, but for our body, they are real high, and they are able to activate. And these tones are so intense. If you once hear them, they are very, very
I listened to that same frequency actually, which I'm seeing here now, and I heard that beforehand was actually an angelic frequency.
Yes, right. You can say that it is an angelic.
Yes, right. And well, the angelic frequency is the planet herself. It's her. She rising, you know, and that's her. That's her sound.
That makes more sense now. Then.
Yeah, that's the.
I listen to the angel frequencies more often, because the angel frequencies not just for healing, but also for enlightenment, for harmony, communicating with them, even for sleeping. Actually, I don't play it very loud, because at times at nighttime I can't sleep with it because it's too intense. So I have to lower the volume a bit. But at least that way, when I start to actually go into dream state, it could be for 9 hours or 10 hours, but I put it really low volume, so at least my subconscious will grab it, take it in, and accept it. Because the subconscious is not judgmental; it just receives.
And what's the only to come to a point where the dark cabal is using EMF or ELF waves to disturb these frequencies, so that we cannot receive them. So we are not able to activate our chakras, our full consciousness, because they are blocking all these vibes, because they don't want us to evolve. You know what I mean? And that's the point everyone must understand.
The cabal doesn't even want us to wake up, because if we wake up, we see their truth, and then they're screwed.
Yeah.
Right.
The cabal don't care about. They don't care if you don't wake up. No, they don't want you to wake, but they don't care if you wake up, because what all they care about is your money, your gold that they can keep to themselves. And then how they can destroy you.
Oh yeah. Say it, sister. Say it.
They don't care if you wake up, and as long as they can destroy you, they don't care if you still work. They still want to.
They don't give a crap. They're all self-involved anyway.
Yeah, they don't care nothing about you. But see, here's the thing: is we are the cabal, and they are us. So we have to know, and there's no separation. The dark and the light are the same. There's no difference. And if we create in our conscious such thoughts of the cabal and such and such and such, then we will eventually draw that toward us into our life. So you don't want to. Yes.
So we don't have to put so much attention on them.
Nothing, no attention. You know what you need to put attention on? The chakras and how they operate, and how to balance them, and how to balance this, and how to balance that in your life, and how to not to balance. You know, that's what we need to put our attention on. And as long as we can keep our attention on ourselves, there's no attention on anything else. We don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to say. That you don't need to have to put your attention on them, on the dark. You only have to put your attention on yourself, on your chakras, and to get balance, to be consciousness. That's the thing.
My biggest focus for me is combination of enlightening myself more to reach my highest self, and connecting always with the source, which has always been connected with me anyway, and all of us, because we're all part of it regardless, because the universe works that way. But yeah, to basically state that the cabal, Illuminati, all those life-sucking groups, I don't give them any energy at all, because I barely think about them, because I have no time nor interest in giving them any actual attention, because I know it's all full of shit. It's just pure lies. It's complete illusion. Like, you're not going to win, because guess what? I don't care what you have. I don't care, because it doesn't serve me. I have better things to do.
And then don't put your attention on anything that they created either.
Oh yeah. Why do you think the guitar came to me?
Even though my attention, my hand library is in my hand here, my handheld library, but I don't have my attention inside of the creation of it. My attention is inside what it can do for me, is give me words of information that I'm looking for.
Well, because you got to express yourself and use the tools you have to give you the way of expressing it, yes, to share it.
There you go, exactly.
Right. I mean, it's no difference from even what the economy gives, you know, this world as far as currency. That's all just a damn tool. You can burn cash easily. I mean, cash can be thrown into nothing and go fire.
Money is energy. So,
yeah.
So there we go. And so
there's people who actually give that too much energy.
So if that's energy and everything else is energy, we use it like energy. We work with it like energy. We acknowledge it as energy.
Yes. Yeah. Some make it a god, though, unfortunately, because they get too distorted and then they get lost. Like, no, it's not your god. Sorry, it's just a tool.
Well, I mean, it could be, but you know what I'm saying.
No, that's just but it depends on the choice that's made.
But I'm saying what I'm saying, it could be. What's the difference here? The difference is everything is source. Though we know that money has been brought forth out of something outside of itself. It came from something. So the substance that it come from was the tree, right? The wood, but that's still source. Okay. So if I decide to make it my God, I have separated from the source of itself, and I've made it something outside of what it is, which is a separate God than as a whole God. The same as if I was going to church and I praise Yahweh, because I've taken a part of source and brought it and made it something separated that I put energy into it. When I can put it in the whole, and I come out more as a whole, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I'm not separated.
Those though who are so single-minded on the currency itself, and they always want to accumulate more and more and more, that they forget about themselves. That's what I'm referring to. Disconnecting who they are because of the obsession.
Yeah, right.
Towards
right.
that.
I know. Yeah, I know
You
what
follow
you're saying.
me? Yeah.
But what I'm saying, that what they're doing is separating a part of source away from itself, and then they're worshiping or giving energy to it, to this, when they can give it to the whole.
Right.
And then they're more in the whole than they are separated.
You're correct. You're basically just reinforcing what I stated, which makes sense. That's why I'm glad that at least we're more into with our chakras, our higher selves, connecting with source a lot more, to be that awakened and go beyond, get into that fifth dimension part that actually really is more truth of us. And it's very much love in there, no doubt.
Well, all is
But
love.
what is love? See, and there's what is love. We didn't find love. We don't find love on this plane, because there's no existing of a word that it can give what it really is.
I guess it was the only definition discovered in order to figure out what the heck to define it as. Okay, so and that's when I get to, all right, what does that mean? Love. I know sensation, closeness, connectingness. What does those mean?
It means that's love. That's it. You hear it?
That's a nice sound, baby.
That's it. But do you hear it? Do you feel it?
Same sound made during sex. That's why it's used.
That is what it is. That's what you call love.
Wow.
It is. Yeah, that's it.
So when there's a moan, it's actually love.
Yeah, right. Emotions.
Even when eating, you're going, good. It's like, oh, you're
so
loving that food.
Right. And what can you put in? What really? Everything is in it. All the emotions, all the senses, all of them, everything is in it.
Even in response to a statement.
Right.
Girl, you looking good.
That means you don't love. Then you don't. I don't have it. And that's
or even worse, even a better one. And you're gonna.
So a little mixed up there. Then.
It's a misread actual statement. That just means like you done wrong.
And so,
you've heard the expressions with just the alone to define different actual emotional responses.
There you go.
Girl. Damn, go. Good about food, and you're drinking, something tastes real good. Girl walks by, looks hot.
But so, of course, we're using it wrong because we didn't have the awareness. But if you know the awareness, you want
no, it was just taken by cliches, is what I'm referring to. You know, it's like
we'll use it the right way now because
but you understand what I'm saying, the expressive direction, like anywhere on how the is used, right?
And with everything,
I like the way you define it though, because being love, that's just the more emotional response to it. I guess I can describe that as feeling.
You know, when I that is a beautiful sound, and it expresses.
It does sound like, and they've had songs, you know, that you know, that old song that was all humming.
Yes, humming. That's the kids used to have something like that when they were singing the song, playing.
Because they were afraid of actually using their mouths to open to get the notes out. They would just hum away.
So in the solar plexus, we got, you got the solar plexus, you got the third chakra, the solar plexus, speaks to your ability to be confident and in control of your life. Think back the last time you had butterflies or felt a pit in your stomach. That's the Manipur, whatever they call it, Manipur chakra at work. If your solar plexus chakra is blocked, you might feel overwhelming amounts of shame and self-doubt. Those with open sacral chakras are free to express their
blocking
truth.
is also, would that also be included with, that's not written there maybe, is guilt?
Yeah.
Okay, so solar plexus being blocked means you're going to feel guilt.
Yes.
In addition to shame and depression can go through the solar plexus chakra. That sucks when it's blocked.
Yes,
I've had it too many times.
self-worth, and self-esteem. Yeah, and confidence.
What were you saying, Scarlet?
When you have a bad feeling in your belly, you know that? People say, oh, I got a bad belly feeling.
Like, I'm not feeling good about this.
Yeah.
That means it's obviously solar plexus talking to me.
Yeah.
And self-love is when that's your mantra part of it. Self-love. Self-love starts when I accept all parts of myself.
Right.
That means you must accept that big bald head and those beautiful eyes.
You say my eyes are beautiful. You're talking about Scarlet's eyes because Scarlet's got gorgeous eyes.
You got space eyes. Those are your eyes.
Man, it's like talking about Silver Surfer. What the hell?
The space eyes you got. Yeah,
I thought these were called bedroom eyes.
Oh, I don't know. I call them space eyes.
I love you for that, baby.
Bedroom eyes supposed to look more sexy, I think, don't they? Like real.
Well, I know you look like sexy bald head anyway, regardless.
But you develop that in your 15th and 20 from 15 to 21 years old.
Well, I'm well past that.
so think about how many are young adults on the planet that has skipped this part of their life and is so screwed up.
Too many.
Because they got grown before they got grown, and then they left home. You see.
What about the ones in reverse direction? Grew up physically, but never grew up mentally. That they actually extremely immature.
All the same, yes, all the same. They miss.
God, do I know so many people that way? I'm like, shit, man. When am I gonna grow up?
Yeah, they missed a lot. They missed a lot of spots in life, a lot of places.
That's true. That's true.
So now,
and those people are more asleep. They're immature.
It is our place to help groom them into the place that they should have been groomed, or that they need to get in.
Well, that brings up a question of method. Then, how in the world are we going to have that done when the mind's so closed that it's stuck on that programmed point that they just don't want to let go? That's the only thing they know, and the only thing they're going to stick with. I'm like, what the hell?
Because we are creating a new humanity, a new way, a new life.
I know we are, but then to accept is a whole different story.
Listen, but that is my creation. So it is my creation that I'm creating, and as I go forth and I create what I want to create or what I desire, then I build, and they'll come. I build it, they'll come. So my place is to put forth something that all can come in and make a part and growth in there, and become, a child.
Okay.
For the adult, basically, because when I this wasn't me in the body at the time, the other conscious one asked when she was in church, the God say, so what does it feel like to be in heaven? And then the God says, it didn't really say, it just opened it up like just a hair and showed her just a glimpse. And the way they explained it, it says you're like a baby. And she said, really, like a baby? Yes, but you're not a baby, you're in a grown up body, the body you're in. But in that reality, you're a baby because it's another world that you never lived in. So you have to learn that language of a whole new world that you never learned, that you never knew. So you are a baby because you're growing up in another world. You see, so in that reality, you're just a little baby, and then they take you and you grow in another complete way of life, of living, of seeing, of being. You see, so in this world, it's the same way here. You see how you see what I mean?
Okay.
Huh? Yeah, because see, this world is different. When you first came in here as a baby, like you came in, you didn't know it. You know nothing. They had to teach you, right?
I knew what I had only experienced from my experience that I had prior to coming to this world as a baby. And that to me actually made sense because it was simple. Then they started throwing stuff at me. I'm like, what the hell are you people talking about?
But I mean, but you were still awake when you came in. But I'm talking about.
I was awake when I came in. They just basically put me to sleep afterwards.
But still, right? Because you had to take the experience. So your memory you had to lose that.
Right.
Okay.
It sucked.
So, but you're still a baby, and you're still learning. You still have to learn how to operate in this world, and that you have to grow in these steps, 7, 8, whatever, and you have to learn. So in that world, even though you'll be in this body that you're in right here, but in that world, you're still just a baby because you don't know that language. It's totally different. And that's what you're learning now. You're learning that language, you see?
I'm absorbing for certain. Yeah.
So it's really pretty, and group. But when you know that you're creating that life as you are now, you'll know that in the future, that is your creation, because you're bringing it forth right now in your now, and you're setting it into motion. So I already know that my house is open and is filled with plenty, because all the children come home, and then we all learn and we all grow.
That's the thing, actually, that you echoed on a song that I think I shared in a group one time. What was it called? The Music Moves Me. I think, yeah, Music Moves Me. And it spoke about L. L was the name of, or no, V, not L, V. V for victory. V was actually from another complete other dimension, other universe.
Yes.
And that actual alien race was actually thousands of years old, that has thousands of technologies that we've only dreamed about, and thousands more not even imagined yet, in a way of their travel. And music was actually the fashion of expression. Love, no famine, no economy, no separation, complete love, unity, and creating. And any talents that anybody had, just utilized it for creating. That was it. And it's very simple. And the common language was actually love, but the expression is actually music. I don't think that song was produced by accident. I'm like, no, that's because it's true. And I love the song, actually. What were you saying, Scarlet?
They are all synchronized. That is because it works so well.
That's true.
What did you say? Speak up. I didn't hear it.
You're saying about that it's all synchronized.
It's all synchronized?
Which means we're all aligned together.
Oh, yeah. Right. Exactly. Yes.
It's supposed to be that way.
Yes, and that's supposed to be this way for us too. We all have to be synchronized. We all have to be in a line.
There you go. Exactly. When you and when you're lining with each other, it shows that. Remember I told you about the numbers? Those numbers they were that line up just like they're supposed to. And that right there tells you right there you're in sync. Every time I see those numbers, oh wow, that's so cool. I see where you're at. I know you're here. You're supposed to be here because here you are in that number. You felt
and even like when I had a phone call before I started this job, I looked at my clock on my microwave. You know what time it was? 11:11.
Really?
At the time I had the phone call, I'm like, oh my God, I freaked out. And the girl on the phone, she's like, what are you saying? I'm like, you know what time it is right now? And she was actually in my time frame. Like, it's 11:11. I'm like, this couldn't be better. And she's an old friend before I got married that knew me and knew my twin sister, Vivian, that I told you about, my little sister.
Yeah.
She knows Vivian and reconnected with me after 20 years, called me up, and she's helping me to, find an appropriate and well-earned position where I can actually use my talents. And I told her, well, before we end our phone call, I want you to know I got a talent that I have been exercising more than before. And now it's added an additional feature. She goes, what's that? And I go, well, I love to write. But now I'm adding also my voice into the corporate direction itself, as far as like incorporating, meaning bringing together, because I want to add that in my abilities. She goes, better than ever. I'm going to go, thank you. That's why I mentioned to you about 11:11. Numbers don't lie. And she loved it. She fell in love with it. She's like, I'm going to work with it. Don't worry about the position I told you about. We got something better to get you. I'm like, good. Let me know whenever you have it. There's no rush. Honestly, get it when you have it and let me know. And she connected with me and called me up and she said, we've known each other for over 20 years. I'm thinking, what the hell? She goes, yeah, I know Vivian. I'm like, Vivian, my little sister? She goes, oh, she's your little sister? And I go, in a way, yes, she's like family to me. We were going to get married, but it was not supposed to be that way at all because my heart said no. She is your twin sister. She is your little sister.
She's your
She's
twin.
not to be
then.
your wife. No, you're not going to be married. You two are connected deeper than that.
1111 is a twin flame number, you know.
Well, because of the fact that how Vivi and I connected is why she was even told not to do a reading with me, even by the angels. She was prohibited from doing it, not by choice. It was because she was told.
So you guys are twins then. So you're twins.
Just twins in a manner that is beyond marriage. I mean, that's how close we are. She was that deep.
You know,
She's married herself. She's got.
You know, I always have to marry every twin. Every twin don't have.
No, it's just that she and I have that actual love together. That she's got her issues. That really, her whole physical body is really deteriorating. But her heart is so powerful, so beautiful. She's got her third eye is wide open. Her crown's powerful. She's got.
What's wrong with the body then? Well, she got to get the body right.
She got a heart condition, which also affects her.
Which can be healed just like that.
There's also with her nervous system, other organs, her thyroid, her liver. Her organs are like so bad. I'm surprised she's still alive, to be honest.
She can be healed and just like that.
Well, I think what I'm going to ask you both, and I'm going to probably put out there in the family, is to send her light and love energies to heal her physical body. That way it won't be diminished or any of the chakras be blocked at all. That way her body will heal better.
Excuse me.
She has dealt with depression. She's had some issues with her mom because her mom's very dominant and a vampire from hell. Oh God, that woman's insane. Her father has accepted the mother so much, being, his wife, but only because he's had to adapt to it. And that's what Vivian asked her father, why are you still with her? Because I made a choice.
How old is she?
The mother?
The Vivian.
Vivian will be, I think she's 49.
And she don't need to be like that.
You think?
Right.
She works in a technology like I do, for Disney, unfortunately. It's been paying her pretty well, and she's planning to move closer to where I live, closer to Tampa, from Kissimmee, which is a bit east from where I live. It takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to get there, but she is going to relocate by next year, she hopes, because she's already in the midst of moving the house and getting all that done, but the COVID definitely put some blocks on it. But
okay, I cut that part off. I forgot we were on recording.
Yeah, because of the fact it's just because she's got to deal with all this shit. She's a gamer hardcore. She plays a lot of games. So the 3D world to her is becoming more like truly 3D because of the virtual world that she actually plays in on top of
You know what I thought about something? You know what I thought about?
What?
When I was doing my study this earlier today. Yeah. And then I said I found something that kind of it will really blow your mind when you see
I'm waiting for you to share it.
Well, I will, but
not quite yet.
No, I will talk about it. I want to talk about it on the next.
Or you want to do it in another meeting?
Because it got but I got it in my lap in this thing here, so I have to pull it up on my phone, and then I'm just sort of because I just ran across it. I'm sort of like, you know how you take that cubit thing, you remember the cubit they put together, the cubit with all the colors. What was that called? The square cubit. Here, let me get it.
Rubik's Cube?
Yeah, this here.
The toy?
This.
There's actually a puzzle just to solve it, to make it solid colors on every side.
This.
Yeah, Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of like sort of getting the colors together because what I see, oh my God, it's deep too, but I seen something sort of like well, let me put it this way. The games, say people playing games, those games that you're playing, those games are set up through the cabal of them who brought them in, whatever the energy that they had in them. They're set up to put you in sort of a plague reality of something that you actually feeding into that entity that created that. So you giving yourself over to an entity that has created that game, and you putting yourself in there. So the entity is feeding off of you because the way the game is set up, even though you think it's innocent, it is not.
And so that's because she's so sick.
Huh?
The game probably made her sick.
That's
right.
That's,
the game will make you sick. And then let me tell you about the game. Not only is the game making her sick, it's the energy of the electronic. That I'm saying electronic, but it's the energy that's inside of there. It's also make you sick. If I stay before these electronics any period of time of day, I literally, especially when the human is high, I literally do get sick. I really do. And so I have to push them things away because it's all kind of energy is coming through there.
That's probably why you're detrimentally having to go to the hospital a couple of times to the point of even getting operations.
Yeah, that's messing with her.
The fact the past, 5, maybe 10 years, she's been telling me she's been going to the hospital. And why the hell are you going to the hospital so much? I didn't realize that. I didn't connect it that well. And you just defined it. It's because the game got her husband because they're both gamers, but he's just screwed up. He's not physically ill, but I'm like, the second shoe's going to drop on you, eventually you're going to get the same damn thing as your wife has, who's my twin sister. You both are going to be killing yourselves because you're into the game so damn much. You're surrounded by it. And I used to play a game that she introduced me to 15 years ago. I don't play it anymore. I will open it up to update it, but I really don't play it as much, hardly at all, actually, because I lost interest. It's because my heart started saying, let's write. Let's maybe watch some TV, or let's go out for a walk, or let's talk to somebody on the phone, something different. The game just no longer grabbed my interest because the universe said, no, we're going to change the environment completely. The game, you had fun with the game, but now you're bored because we're making it boring. And that's why you no longer, and it's gotten tough because it's not easy for you anymore. That's why we're letting you go from it. So the universe knew what it's doing. It's like, no more games, Joe. It's over. Nightwing, it's over. The games are done. It's going to bore you. It really will bore you. It's supposed to bore you because you're above it. Let go of it. You're not going to really want it anymore. And actually, that's what happened. Why do you think the guitar came in my life?
Yeah.
New creation. Reintroduced to me. That's why it's actually positive. It's a loving thing.
Yeah. And
so actually, you stated a very good point. And I'm glad that I did not get myself caught in that bad spider web of the gaming community or gaming world, because it would have probably killed my life. I would have not, this physical body would probably been in worse condition. Even during the pandemic, I would probably have been killed or died because I could have gone hours and hours and hours playing games. And
have you ever
and not care about time.
You ever heard of this word called codex? It's CODEX, codex.
Yes.
Okay, that is major.
Oh God, major. That is like a heavy term, girl.
Exactly, but it's major. I mean, major. If you think you're not in a computer, study codex. Okay. So.
Oh hell no! Oh my God.
Yeah. That's a major. That is major, man.
Oh.
And that exists. That the codex itself.
That is not fair. Oh hell no! And that's the Western world.
It's real. It's real. Look. I'm telling you. And
13th century Bohemian. Are you? Oh my God.
But you know what? Remember I said nothing is separated. So here's the thing.
Everything has a connection. You're true.
Everything right. And look, and we all living in simultaneously in multi dimensions. Though it started back there, it's still going on. It's still happening.
Oh, it's still present. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So now look here. When I found that the Lords of Night, they deal with the codex, but everything do. Okay. When I found the Lords of Nights, it says, or the Lords of Nights. I'm gonna skip through because I skimmed, because I can't really read with all these dark glasses. So, are a set of 9 gods who each rule over every ninth night, forming a calendrical cycle. Each lord has associated with particular fortune, particular fortune, bad or good, that was an omen. Okay, so and then I kind of skimp down some, but when I get done reading it, and I look and I'm seeing what I'm seeing, what I'm looking at is, say, the law enforcement, the way they react on this planet, and how they is in the night looking. Okay, that's them lining up in here, and that's them doing this same thing, same thing, and they're like the lords. I gotta bring it out to you so you can see it, what I'm saying, because this is deep, extreme deep. And you see it happening right here in this timeline. Though it started during what they call the eighth, what is that called? That this word here. These are the Actags. They're the Spanish people, the Actags, and the Mayans. Both of those during that time. Yes, this is when this was taking place. But I think they're separated, aren't they? Two separate.
The Aztecs and Mayans are two different land masses.
Two different, right? Exactly. So the Aztecs is so you would
Aztec,
say
I believe, is Mexican, whereas Mayan is actually Peruvian.
But they would be like the dark nights, and then the Mayans would be like the daylight nights.
Yeah, they contrast each other.
Yes, exactly. But in this time, that is happening right now, and is in our existence right now. Like I say, the law enforcement would be the tech nights, and I actually seen it. I see it when I'm reading this. I'm seeing it playing out. I was like, oh my God! And if you go on down and you start reading, you actually can put it together. You actually see it. You really will. You'll actually see it formulating in this timeline.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Yes.
They're not kidding you. They're saying, here it is, right in your face.
So next week I want to bring this out. I want to bring this out more because I'm seeing so much inside of here. I mean,
but take it in a good pace, honey. Don't overwhelm yourself to the point where it's like oversaturation for you. That way, when you share it, it shares in a better way that actually is understood, as well as calmly.
Right. That's why
I can hear that for you. It's like, oh crap, it's so much.
But I enjoy it. Yeah, no.
I know you love it. I get that.
I have to put it, like I said, it's a Rubik's Cube to me, like here now. So I got to put these colors together. Because
enjoy
like
that. I never saw the damn thing. I had one. I never solved it. I'm like, I'm done with it.
wait, my volume went down. You never seen that? Oh, you said you never saw it?
No, I've seen Rubik's Cube. I played with it, but I never solved the damn thing. I mixed it up, and then I'm like, I'm done.
But I'm going to solve it because I enjoy it. Not this, but that would be this to me.
There have been videos that actually explain it. There's some sneaky tricks in order to actually solve the Rubik's Cube that you could probably find on YouTube.
But in order to solve the problem, you have to see the problem.
Well, they show the problem. It's just that they actually know where,
the solution,
what to twist and what to turn in order to actually then get it to where the sides are all equal one color.
Right, but what I'm saying, like, for me to bring this out and for me to show you what I see, I have to see it, and I do see it.
Good.
So now I got to put it in something so you can see it.
Right.
Other than that, I couldn't give it to you. And so by me, yeah.
Maybe in the next meeting you can explain about that ultimate secret, or surprising information you're going to share. Then this I got to definitely study on the Lords of Night because that's interesting as hell. I mean, oh God.
And then mind you, it don't stop there.
I'm sure. I know it doesn't. This is just the beginning.
It gets so big. I was like, oh, you kidding me? They even got Lords of the House, Lords of this. But I'm like, what? Oh my gosh, And so you begin to look at all this stuff. You're like, oh, what in the world?
And the thing is that this is actually ancient information.
It is, but I want to give it to you as today.
No, I get it.
That's why that's why I'm gonna bring it out. So you can.
Because actually, back in 2012, by the Mayan calendar, that was when the world's supposed to be changing. And then people are like, oh, nothing happened. Like, because it's not what you think is supposed to happen.
It's certainly.
It was a very different time period. I'm like, you people are so asleep, you don't know what the fuck you're doing or where the hell things are happening. And it's not in the world you're thinking it's supposed to be happening. It's not in this dimension. It never has
It
been.
is not, exactly.
God, 2012,
And
man. I think it's 8 years ago. And people were thinking, oh my, on this date. I'm like, you bunch of dumbasses.
when you begin to break, see, when you bring them out in the act,
You and I we didn't even know each
mythology,
other yet. None of us knew each other, but we were connected indirectly.
they got some crazy names, but those names mean something.
Well, it's probably
Like
because
when
there are other languages, which I mean, if it
no,
isn't
but
in
yeah, the
the
other
language I can decipher for you, but I have no
but see,
idea.
right, but see the language, it says, if you go onto the side, that's their language, and then it tells you what it means, smoke and mirror. Have you heard of smoke and mirror? Prince Lord.
Of course. Smoke and
Okay, there
Mirror,
you
the
go.
Prince Lord, Maze God,
Maze God. Think about Maze God. We're in a maze. So
Yep.
this is what I want to bring out so that you can see it in your now, you know.
And
So
you know, all
everything.
the names next to those are actually an ancient cultural name of the Mayan and Aztec languages, which are ancient. They're indigenous to the land masses where they actually inhabited. The underworld lord, Jade is her skirt. The filth goddess dress, mountain heart,
and
rain god.
that is something.
I mean, come on.
That is something I got to bring to you too. Yes. The Sanskrit is what I want to bring out, because the Sanskrit is everything. It's like the birthing of life. That's what it is. The Sanskrit is because that's who Lord Shiva is that's who he's married to. That's who he's married, because he's married to himself. But it's pravati, which is the Sanskrit. And once you see the Sanskrit, you see life in its fullness, because that's what it all comes forth in the Sanskrit.
You meant Sanskrit?
Yeah, that Sanskrit. It's Sanskrit, I call it. What you call a Sanskrit, same.
Yeah, it's called Sanskrit because that is the pronouncing.
See, it says, yeah, it says language, the oldest language in the world.
The Indian language?
But it's language. You got to describe what is language.
Well, the Sumerian cuneiform, as I said before, may be older, but the Sanskrit is the first language that was real good spoken. You know?
Yes, but then when you define what is language, see what is language?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when you'll begin to see it.
Yeah.
5,000 years old. Oh my God.
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it's very, very beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know what Sanskrit means in ancient High German? It means holy lore, holy script.
Yes, because it is Lord Shiva. It's himself, yet he's married himself. You know, he's married himself, and he brought forth himself. But he also, that's who Pravati is Sanskrit. You know, they bring it into a form for you to see it. You know, as a woman, because it is a woman. Yes, it is the female, right? It's the female of him.
That this word Sanskrit exists in ancient High German too. Isn't it amazing? I mean, it is written down in ancient High German. So
but in every language, there you go. See how you brought it out there? Every language.
Every language.
Because it's in every created way. It's in every life. You know.
Yes.
It's beautiful. I just love it. I can't wait to give it to you.
Okay. When will we have the next meeting? Next Saturday? When will we have the next meeting?
Next Saturday to where I can actually have it with you guys. Yes.
And so study up on it so you guys can come with me and help me study, have me put it out there.
Okay.
What should we study now?
The Sanskrit.
Oh, I did.
So Sanskrit will be the upcoming meeting then? Is what you want?
Yeah, and because we can still can bring on some more, talk on the chakras some more, but I think people may have a good feel of what they can probably start on if they really want to know about them. You know, start looking for it and start recognizing why they're having these issues in their life. So that's why I want to bring them out.
Well, how everything connects, I guess, right?
Right, because they need to connect. They need to connect the dots. They haven't connected dots, and until they do, they'll always have those issues going on in their world.
Yes, exactly.
You know, because I still got to get up to the heart and in the throat and all that, so they can know where self-love is at, because that's where self-love's got to come in at, and they'll become, you know, because you cannot love no one until you love yourself. And then you got to love yourself in wholeness, everything about you. You must love it. And then you become a master of love, of you know, of love, of truth, and who you are.
True. Very true.
Then you can go and give that to someone else, and it won't break your heart. It won't matter to you if they don't give it back to you, because it's unconditional.
True.
But once they feel it, they can't help themselves. because you
I think what I'll do then is, because I think sounds like we're about ready to wrap up here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely take these pages that I have, that I've been sharing, and just take notations of it separately, so I could then put that collectively into for the Saturday meeting on the Sanskrit, since that's going to be the focus of our Saturday meeting next week.
Yeah.
And it's good because they tie in with the chakras. The chakras
Right.
and them tie together. Yeah.
That's fine. So I'll collect these together, and then I'll put up. I'll start it off with Sanskrit. I'll just, if next Saturday, depending on, do you want me to try and put it into our family group to invite?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'll put us in the family group and make the meeting more on focus on Sanskrit, but incorporating obviously the chakras and the origins of the language and so forth.
Say we're going to be on the chakras, but we're going to open it up more so they can.
Right. I follow you. That way, then we can focus a great deal more on the origins of the language, stuff that's ancient language. Okay.
Right.
Cool.
Well, I have a good book for this. I will take it. I read it years ago. It's about.
If you have the title of it, honey, share it. That way, then maybe I can look up for the digital version, so I can read it myself here.
And make some.
It's in German. This is in German.
You know, you can send copies. Send like, you know, like you can.
Hold on. Wait a minute, Shiva.
Listen to me, because I cannot talk if everybody's talking around. I want to explain it.
Go ahead.
I cannot copy it because this is a book that is forbidden. It is a forbidden book for 300 years in Germany. I have the only one copy that is available in Germany.
No, when I meant like take snapshots.
I can copy it. I cannot go and copy it, digitalize it. I don't know how to do it, but I can show it to you.
Can you? What I meant, you know what I mean? Take your phone and snapshot it and send it like that.
Yes, I cannot picture thousands of pages.
No, just
honey.
highlights of it. Highlights, yeah.
Yes, I try to do this, but it is in German, in High German.
Yes, there.
I would tell you about something.
I'll tell you the truth, though, Scarlet. Even if it's just the table of contents of the book.
Yes, I would.
Just typing in German, I can get translated on my part.
No, you cannot translate ancient High German. It's impossible. But I have the book that is the translation, but into German. Yes, you know what I mean. That's the problem. But I will take only the parts of the book that have to do with the Sanskrit. That is only the part I want to show you, because it has something to do with Sanskrit. And that's all. We don't have to discuss the whole book. No, it's only.
I wish it was actually translated to where we could actually be able to utilize it.
I try to put in simple words what is said about Sanskrit and about the signs. You know, the signs of sign, and some things of this are in that book. And so I want to show, and maybe there is so many relations between languages worldwide.
True.
And this is shown very good in this book, because Sanskrit is like a universal language, and it was in ancient times.
Nice.
Before our speeches and our languages were disturbed and mixed around.
Yes, exactly. This is not good.
Yes, and this is in this book.
Cool. How did you acquire it?
I required it. It was amazing story. It was, I don't know how, I bought a book about conspiracy theories.
Oh, wow.
And, yes, and in this book,
Why does that make sense?
Yeah, right.
in this book, there was a little card in it. And on this card stood, do you want to know more? Please
Oh, wow.
contact me.
Nice.
And I contacted this guy, and he was not a German guy, he was a Polish guy. And I contacted him, and he said, I have a book, do you want to have it? I can give you a copy. And I said, okay,
Wow.
what is it? And he said, something that is long lost and forgotten. And it's the Ilu lore, the lore of Ilu. And I
Oh,
said,
man.
The Lord of which one? Which
The
Lord?
law of Ilu.
Oh, Ilu, yes. Okay, all right.
yes, and Ilu is all father. All father is created.
It's
And
Odin.
so-
That's
yeah,
Odin. Yeah, that's me. Odin is me.
yes, yes, and so I bought this book, the only copy.
Oh, man. That's just not fair.
Yes, amazing, huh? Isn't it?
No, it's going to be helpful when you share from that, because at least it'll give us more information that is going to help.
Wow, yes. Well, actually,
Not Elu. It's not written E-L-U. It's written I-L-U.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
I was thinking in a different way.
Yes, you will find something in the internet. I did too, but not that book.
Not the book itself. That book is not going to be online. I can definitely.
No, it's not online. I only found another version of the copy I got by eBay, but that's long ago. I don't know who sold it there, but it's
Probably
very
not. If it's forbidden, it may not be publicized.
No, it's not published. It's copied by the Cosa Nostra. It's Cosa Nostra. This is a group of people who saved ancient.
You're talking about the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra, and the other guys, all the singers.
No,
Oh, I thought you said Frank Sinatra. My bad.
People are saving ancient knowledge.
Mm.
Well, I'm going to go because I need to get me some food. I'm hungry.
Yes, I'm hungry too.
We all are. So I say, just going on, we got to wrap it up for certain. So
Okay,
yeah, we'll group back up. If you can share anything also, Scarlet, in our small family discussion from the book itself, I can copy that for the future one if necessary, or just gather your notes for next Saturday.
Yes, but it's only some notes I will give from this book because they have to do with Sanskrit. That's all I want to.
Beautiful girls. Love you so much, and namaste.
I love you guys. Love you.
Namaste.
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 Okie dokie. I'm going to figure out how to get out of here now.
I'm going to end it. See y'all here.